Good evening, family. My name is Mike, and I am an addict.
Hi.
I'm really grateful to be here tonight. You know, it's an honor for me and what I found in Narcotics Anonymous. That'll hopefully inspire somebody else to give yourself a chance. You know, first off, I've been told that I should always thank my higher power for having another day clean. And I've decided that I have to thank Narcotics Anonymous for giving me a room full of drug addicts to teach me how to stay clean every day. So without everybody in this room right now, I'd be in trouble. And it's an honor to have you here. And if you're new to the program, I hope you make a decision to stay. Really kind of touched. I must have shared this meeting 42 times in the last month. You know, and just the nervousness and the thing of thinking I'm less than, because it's not about me, and I have to always keep that in mind. And that's what I give my prayers to my higher power in Narcotics Anonymous. But I know I got to share my experience, and I got to qualify for you guys, which you know, I probably got loaded once or twice, right? Come on. And so what ended up, it was 1998, my last encounter. Last time in jail was June 10th, 1998. And it was a day that really changed my life. I got arrested. We don't have to go into speaks and details and stuff like that. But I know at my first appearance, my arraignment, I think that's the word they used back then, my arraignment, it was all about, well, no bail, no OR, you're going to stay here for 30 days until we get a court date. I don't like to remember that stuff because, okay. So what happened was, we dressed out and stuff like that. And my mom's birthday was that Saturday, June 13th. And what happened is I called the Reverend up there to let him know to call my mom and say, you know, it's going to be all right. I guess by now you already know I'm a mama's boy. Okay? And I'm very proud of it. And so we talked and we said a prayer, and I went to my bunk. You know, not a whole lot to do. But Saturday morning, June 13th rolled out, and I heard my last name called to roll up. And I have a kind of unique last name. My name is Gioldi, kind of like you're guilty. Mike Gioldi, roll up. So I was thinking it's a mistake, but I have the only name like that in town. I better get up and get out the door, because if they catch a mistake, they're going to keep me here because there's no OR, and no bail available. So I ran out the door, and well, the thing that happened is I didn't even have bus fare to get back home, but I had some cigarettes. And another kid that hit the release door at the same time I did, I asked him, I said, hey man, you got 50 cents for bus fare so I can get home? He goes, oh, you got a cigarette? I said, sure. They gave him a couple smokes. They gave me a $10 bill. You know, and if I didn't think that was God working, I don't know what it was, you know. So that was really I don't know. You got to follow this story because you're going to realize that was God touching me. So I went home. Mom's birthday. Hey, Mom, happy birthday. I got out. Shit. You know, kind of startled her, you know. And I always shared when I got clean that my mom's eyes are always like silver dollars when I came home, because she's frantically scared of what kind of chaos I'd bring into life. But so we sat and had cake and ice cream and stuff like that, and we went up and they said, well, we're going to go to the hospital now. And I thought, oh my God, what are they going to do? Put me in quarantine or something like that? It wasn't that big of a deal. So what I found out is that my son's mother had been hit and run and was in the hospital. And we'd been separated 12, 15 years by then. probably closer to 12, because you know how men hang on. So we went there to see her in a hospital, and she's in her bed, bedded down, and with a mirror overhead, because everything was broken up and stuff. And well, Mama's boy got real emotional, and it really hurt me, because that was the girl of my dreams. She gave me my first child, my only child. So I would drag this on too far. Went home, and then the good investigative person most of us pranksters are, want to know why, when, how. So he's been there, huh? So I did a little investigation of my own, and I found out that she got run down right at the same time as I was saying a prayer with that guy in jail. So I know that my God works in mysterious ways. He's knocked me down before. I'm just walking across the field one day before I got clean. This was going to roll. So that was June 10th, June 13th. I was out. This is probably June 18th. I wasn't doing anything right yet. And God knew it. So I was walking across an open field, and the next thing I knew, I was just knocked down. I don't trip, I don't fall, I have good balance, and that was another sign from my God. My God was trying to touch me. He tried to give me a message through the injury of someone I loved, and that's how stubborn I'd gotten, that I didn't give him the respect he needs. And so he knocked me down pretty good. So I run and jump on a bus and rode around Fresno. I got a clean date 2 weeks later. My clean date's June 25th, 1998. I was 38 years and 1 day old. I was rather late, believe me, because what I've found in the past 15 years is priceless. If I'm going to share part of my addiction, I think it started back when I was about 11 years old. I had an older brother that had a paper route, and I was soon to be the next paper boy of the neighborhood. So I learned how to go out and do the collecting and deliver the paper. And that was always a justification to go out late night and do collecting, even when I was grounded. I got to go collecting, Mom. And that gave me my first contact. I'm trying to think what my first addiction was. I've heard some people call it sugar. I think mine was money, because I could almost buy anything I wanted with money. I found that out later. We used to like to go roller skating, and I learned how to smoke with the big boys, and it was all about. Tried marijuana. We did LSD and rolled in circles on roller skates. Some of the funnest nights I ever had, believe it or not. But little did I know how it would affect me later in life. Well, back in 1998, we're back up here in the 98 now. I had been arrested. See, from May 98 to June 10th, 1998. I think I was incarcerated 3 times for bad choices, and I started to realize that I don't think I'm living life right, because I was having a problem staying out of jail. And the judge sent me to Narcotics Anonymous, a 12-step program of my choice, and I'd been in another one back in '76 when I started driving, and I wasn't ready to surrender, and that's where my disease even got more powerful. So I started to attend these meetings in '98 because I was really scared, to tell you the truth. I'd lived a lifestyle that I'd become very comfortable with. You know, my heroes were outlaws and athletes. You know, it's all I ever thought we needed in life. You know, I raced dirt bikes and drove Cadillacs to high school, shit like that. You know, just I was doing the right thing for the right reasons. I have the good grades. Then it all hit that, you know, sophomore year. I'd made the decision that I didn't need anything else but drugs, and again, another bad decision. I ruined my high school career because my attendance record at school, they decided that they didn't need me enrolled anymore, that I should maybe go to one of the, God, what did they call it back then? Continuation high schools. They were new in 1978, continuation high schools. And so I tried to hang out with those people, but they weren't doing what I was doing. So I kind of went on my own as a bandit and tried to become something that my God really didn't want me to be. I rode around with motorcycles, turned into a person that wasn't living a lifestyle that was impressive to myself. You know, I turned into the addict I'd really thought I'd never be. But, you know, before this, a lot of things. I just want to share what Narcotics Anonymous has given me, you know, because I could go on. I got loaded for 27 years. You know, there's no fame, there's no fortune in that. Running around doing things that today I think are just disgusting. I'm disgusted with myself for what I've done. I'm disgusted in what I've put my family and the people who love me through because of the choices I'd made. So I came to the NA, and you know, I know I was scared. That's all I really remember, and I had to find a new way to live. So started attending a lot of meetings. I knew this. I'd heard about a sponsor years ago when I first met the 12 Steps, and so I went hunting for my first sponsor, and I wanted somebody who was I thought of the word earlier. Just somebody that was attractive to me because he was flirtatious, I guess. I don't want to use the word flirtatious, but you know, I love to flirt now, but he just he had an attraction. He was friendly and outgoing, and you know, he showed that he found a new way to live. So I got this sponsor, and I apologize. Oh, I am an addict. I got all 3 cakes. I couldn't buy just one. and just like dope, I need none of them. Yeah, but yeah, they're there. I'll give them to the children. Okay, so I picked my sponsor, and you know, he's what we called a step Nazi back then. He kept telling me that, you know, we needed to start the steps. I was real stubborn, real selfish, and it took till I had almost 300 days to call him, wondering why I don't have what I see in these rooms. And he assured me again. He said it's the steps. And so, you know, there's a lot of days that have become a big reflection in my life, in my recovery. And the day that I started to apply the steps in my life, thank you, to learn to apply these steps in my life has totally changed. You know, I know that when I'm powerless, that you know, that's okay, because there's something I can learn from being powerless over something. And in the cases I run into is that I didn't need to do any more dope. So I learned that if I could stop doing dope, I could change the way I live. You know, the instant gratification I was looking for wasn't what I needed. What I needed was delayed gratification. And that's why I stayed here and I pray a lot. I came to believe that a power is greater than me, and that's where we go back to the incident in the hospital with my son's mother. That's where that's where I met my God. That I knew that there was something greater than me to believe in, more powerful, loving, caring, and everything like that. Then when I looked at my fourth step, and I had to look fearlessly into my past and what I've done and the harm I've created to others and myself, and I wanted to take the responsibility finally. Like I said, at 38 years old, I wanted to finally stand up and be a man, because what I turned into was a returning inmate, I guess, at the Fresno County Jail. I wasn't no big dope slinger or anything like that. I just had a problem saying no. So when I did my inventory, and I looked at my part in this problem I've created over the years, and I was able to share it with the guy, the sponsor that I picked. And he had a good heart. He's a good-hearted guy. That's what I liked about him. Because we come in here and I think we're all broken somehow. We're hurt. Like I said, we're hurt, scared, and broken. That's what I have such respect for a person that comes in here, because that's what I think they gave me in 1998. They gave me a chance to change my life and live again. It's like our readings tell you. They don't care what you did, how much, who your connections were. If you want to change everything, you can stop right now and do it. You just give yourself a chance. So I shared my inventory with the guy, and we just shook it off. It's nothing. I can't drag it with me forever. It's going to keep me stuck. So then I was up into the sixth step, where I had to really look at me and find out the reasons some of these things are happening. And 7 helped me find changes that I could make. And a lot of times I couldn't. I just had to keep my defects as a red flag. When I start noticing defects coming up in my life, I need to reach out, because there's a fellowship that is all over the world that helps us with these situations. When I worked in 8th step, and it was really a personal thing between my family, my son's mother, and a couple past employers. And I'm still willing, becoming willing to do the 8th step was the biggest part. I became willing to make amends to all these people, because I have to take the responsibility of what I found in my 4th step, of how I got here. My daily inventory, I try to keep a daily inventory, a daily meditation, a daily prayer. I like to get up early because it's still quiet outside, and I can look out. I get to see what God gave us for the day, and it's beautiful. I have no kids, so I fuck with it. It's all good. I apologize, that was wrong. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's it. The best part of the day is when I get to sit down and take a moment and say a prayer and look at. I get my start of the day going the right direction, and I got a pretty good chance to have a good day, because I know when I woke up and I was still dope sick or running from the law, the days weren't very good. And there was some days like that I were in that inventory. And the 11th step helps me, and I thought through prayer and meditation that I want to keep this conscious contact with the God that I've found and I understand. And I'm searching for a solution. Part of that prayer and that meditation that I do daily is searching for a solution. And the solution is for me to make it through the day with just not getting loaded. because that was the biggest problem I had, was having to get loaded, or thinking I had to get loaded every day. And on the 12th step, I like to share that my service commitments have been a big part of my recovery. I've been in service from 6 months on, one way or another. I like to say what we call a structured service, something at area level, and that it helps carry the message, and it shows us that I love the saying, we may not have it all together, but together we may truly have it all. Because that's what I needed. Because I was running amok on a Harley, shooting at people, shooting heroin, and just very destructive. Because I was lost. And I was raised a lot better than that. I was raised back in the day, it was called a white collar family. My dad installed half the telephone offices in this town, and it became very destructive. So I've decided, through the 12 steps and the sponsor that I'd gotten. Now that's another story about my recovery, because my grand sponsor, great big Indian guy, very spiritual, and had a very different lifestyle than mine. And that's where I had to share about my selfish and my prejudiced life I was living. That we don't have to go into great detail, but this is a man that was willing to teach me a new way to live, and that was one thing that I thought I'd never receive from somebody that far from where I am. So that's what I really like about this program, is that it is truly a program of love, and love and caring. The biggest things. I found some big things here. Of course, I started working at 11 years old as a b-boy and stuff like that, and ran up to, light at 15 to work at a restaurant, and, worked through high school and on, and building homes up and down the state, building apartment complexes and stuff. But the biggest thing I ever did is that on my son's 18th birthday, I had almost 2 years. Yeah. April 7th, the year 2000, that I applied for this job at this big retailer, home improvement, and that's after 2 years of sitting on my butt, just going to meetings and things like that. I got very complacent because I knew I was safe. I had a solid little apartment with no stove or refrigerator, but it was home. And after I went to put in my application on this computer, that I was really computer illiterate, and holding on the hold on for me button, trying to get all the questions answered. I went to a meeting kind of beat up, and I was there, and one of the men, my buddy, I was talking with him about how unhappy I was with the life I'd led. I had an 18-year-old son that was raised by my parents, and I was just a walking, talking piece of shit for 27 years. And what was I going to do? And this is another part of Narcotics Anonymous that really, really saved my life, because this man was another different man for me. And he looked at me, he says, Michael, he says, your son's 18 years old, and he's not writing a letter to Wasco State Penitentiary. He's not walking around from gravesite. He's got you there and available. And that just, that gave me a blessing right there, because Narcotics Anonymous kicked my ass one more time and showed me that, that there is hope for the hopeless. That's one of my sayings here. There is hope for the hopeless. And that was 13 years ago. Now, I've hung around, I've stayed in service, I've done more in life than I could ever imagine. You know, I got my family back, friends back. I have my son, which is like right now, I'm on cloud 9 or the pink cloud, you know, because this program has given me more than I could have ever expected in the last 15 years. The last 3 months have been just hot. So I didn't do good following my little cliff notes, you know, because I wrote these 45 times like I shared earlier. And it's just, I know I got to share from the heart because I think that's what I needed when I got here. It's just a blessing. My God has a test for me somewhere in this, and that's why I haven't decided to get loaded anymore. You know, I got a big draw right there. I continue to ask for strength daily. That's another part of my prayer and meditation. You know, because I got 15 years, but I'm still scared. I'm still scared. I got to throw it out at you guys, man, because it's like I don't got it going on. Every day I wake up in the morning and I have to ask somebody to help me. And that's where my prayer and my meditation does work. And if I'm not busy, I'm usually at a meeting somewhere. Because Narcotics Anonymous has truly saved my life. Application of the steps. See, I'm going to start to bounce now because I've gotten more than I could ever share in the short time here. The application of the steps has given me the strength to look at the things that I cannot do and be okay with it. The application of the steps have given me the strength to look at the shit that I shouldn't do and I'm okay with it. You know, because that's how this program works. You know, but I kind of found out, because I'm going to make a lot of fun. I'm getting into this program where I'm having fun, you know, because I never got arrested for not using. Got arrested a lot of times for using. Getting old now. This was kind of touch and go. I never died from not using, but I know some people I've lost. You know, and I'm getting closer to that. Is what you're going to meet miracles here, and some of these miracles die. And when you get so much from a person, it's just you don't understand why. You know, and that's where I don't question my God. I have to thank my God for giving me that person for that short time. And it's really touching. That loaded. What I found is Narcotics Anonymous has given me the strength one day at a time. Narcotics Anonymous has given me 12 steps that are saving lives around this world. Narcotics Anonymous has given me feelings. I'm going to go here. This is a bad thing. I've been stuck on my 4th step because my sponsor circled feelings. We got to work on feelings. Yeah? Well, Mom told me growing up, don't let Jason ride your bike. He's going to break it and your feelings are going to get hurt. And let Jason ride the bike and my feelings never got hurt. But I realized, yeah, you got it. I ain't giving up nothing. I don't want my feelings hurt. You know, so I don't have feelings until 3 years ago. You know, I spoke of my son's mother and the accident that she was in, and that I did get emotional over it, you know, and 2 years ago on New Year's Eve, my son's mother died from the diseases of our disease. And that's where you have to figure out how important it is that we arrest this thing. You know, because I came in and there was a great big guy that all you just share about, you're going to be clean, but you're going to find out there's people that die from the diseases of the disease. And I always kept that in my ear because it was one of the first things I heard in here, that how important that was. You're going to die from the diseases of the disease. Well, this young lady was the love of my life a long time ago. I'm real old, like I said, and you know, she got clean for a while. I knew I couldn't hang out there with her. We'd been separated for 38 years. 28. And but trying to carry a message when I first got clean, I used to stop by the house and I'd drop off our little calling cards that said Narcotics Anonymous and had my number on it. And we don't need to go real deep. This is a real busy house, you know. And of course, when I'm on the bus line, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, everybody's asleep in the house, except for the kids. The kids love me. Uncle Mikey, what's that? I said, well, just tell your mom I stopped by to say hi and hope everything's okay. And we used to joke about it later on. She used to say, yeah, my friends thought I got a job with Narcotics Anonymous when they saw your business card on thing. So I just, you know, that's some of the love that I found in this program. Eventually, she did. There was a seed planted there somewhere because she did get clean. She got certified to help recently paroled women establish their lives outside of prison. She's working in one of the facilities in Fresno, and it was just amazing, you know, that it was just amazing that my God worked again, you know. So when we lost her, getting back to the feelings thing, you know, this is something that I had to look at. My kids are like champions. I have one son, he has a sister and brother, but these three kids just stood up like champions and they took care of all the services. But the point is that if you don't think you're hurting yourself or others, you have to really look deep inside. I know that what I have today would not be possible without Narcotics Anonymous. What I found in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, that if I can live one day at a time and not pick up, then my life was guaranteed to change. They told me to just stick around here long enough and things will begin to change. And what I really found out is that I started to like the changes, you know, because I didn't wake up dope sick. I didn't wake up with brand new work warrants and stuff like that, you know. I didn't wake up in a jumpsuit. You know, I woke up happy, joyous, and free. You know, I started to attend meetings regularly, and it just grew on me. It's some of the best things that happened in my life. You know, is with Narcotics Anonymous. I shared that the importance of the fellowship is what is saving people, I feel. You know, the most important thing is our tools, though. But the fellowshipping is what I desperately needed. Because, you know, I was introduced to the 12 steps in 1976, and I wasn't ready to surrender yet. And like you hear people say, well, I did them when I was in the meeting. All 12 of them. And they're right there on the wall, and I sure wasn't listening to the instructor. So it's just a blessing. I've been able to use the 12 steps. See, I've conquered a couple things using our tools. See, I used to smoke a lot. Another way my God has touched me is that I was clean 2 years, and my sponsor told me, don't try and quit everything at once, but quit. Well, in this time, my mom was dying from smoking. Poor thing, all she ever did in her life was smoking. And I had 2 years clean, and realized how this works. If we work together, it's a lot easier. Somebody told me one time, if two people carry a problem, it's only half the problem. The problem is lighter. But when I carry these problems on my back, I get real weak. The most important person in my life was my mom, and so I realized that I had to help her stop, and I tried to apply what I learned with Narcotics Anonymous and the fellowships to get her to help her quit smoking. Unfortunately, last picture I got was mom. With mom is on my 3rd birthday. Me, my dad, my mom stand outside the facility, and a picture was taken, and it was really, really tragic because I just got to share it. I got dates in my life that'll just stick out forever. The day after 9/11, my mom died. I was at work, so like 9/11's like, whoa, just like bump. So I live with my dad. I've been helping him for the past 12 years, and he called me up, came in one morning, and we're talking. He says, you know what tomorrow is, huh? And I said, yeah, it is. He said, it still hurts me. I can see the emotions coming out. And I said, Dad, you just got to look at it like this. God was real busy, and he needed more angels. My dad's an old Italian guy, and he looks at me like this. And that's where I think he fell in love with Narcotics Anonymous, because that's the program I was sharing with him. There's a reason for everything. And if you turn that reason into a positive, it's not going to drag you down. If you turn it into something you want, you're going to go after it. I found that if I do sit still, I become a mess. I eat a lot of cake, Bye. I stare down every 3 or 4 minutes. But, to the application of steps, I was able to quit. I tried to help my mom quit. Recently, my pink cloud I'm still floating on. See, my dad just had, he just turned 86. And last 5 years has been kind of touch and go, breaks his hip. That's about 10 years ago he broke his hip. 8 years ago he broke his hip. And, he's my partner, man. He's my road dog. See, because I don't run around Narcotics Anonymous, because that was a part of the thing that my upbringing was, that if I desired for my son to be something positive, I had to be positive, put out a positive image. So I go to dances and I have fun, but I have yet to get in one of these relationships, probably because I'm scared. The only person I love died on me. But it's all about change. If you think you need help, don't wait. Don't wait to ask, because that's where we lose the best people we know. some of the best people I've met have waited too long to ask. And these are dear friends. You know, I'm at that age now where, like, my boys are dying, and, you know, some of it's because they never arrested the disease. They're still practicing, and what they got out there today kind of scares me. You know, I'm really, really lucky I'm not getting loaded anymore, because I don't think I could live very long. You know, I really, really think I was at the end of my rope when I got out June 10th, 1998. You know, I was sure sick and tired of going to jail all the time. I only had one more jail stint after the 13th, my last release, and that was just going back to clean up some of the wreckage that followed me behind. And it was just short term, nothing big, but it was just part of the process that they told me I had to walk. You know, but if you want what we have, you got to do what we do. And there were people in the rooms that talked about this. Yeah, I cleaned up a lot of old wreckage, you know, so I decided that, you know, if they could do it, I should give it a try. You know, it sure didn't kill them. Like I said, staying clean. I don't know anybody yet that's died staying clean, you know. I don't know about a disease of staying clean. I know a disease called addiction, and it's kicking our ass. Man, it's just that there's a promise in these rooms, you know. And our message, I love the sayings I've heard here. Our message is hope, and our promise is freedom. And they tell me that an addict, any addict, can quit using drugs, lose the desire to do drugs, and find a new way of life. And that is just, you know, there's so much in the verbiage I've heard in these rooms, you know, that's priceless to me today. I've found that all I really needed was to be honest. And when I became honest with myself, I was able to become honest with others. And when I was able to become honest with others, my life really began to change. Because, like I said, if I'm carrying around a bag of lies, it's just like a bag of rocks. There ain't nothing good about it. There's no promise. The only promise in telling a lie is you got to tell another fucking lie, man. Shit! A liar has to. Dad told me a liar has to have the best memory in the world, boy. Fucking A, yeah. He's the smartest Italian I know in this town. It's Go-Go-Billies. But, yeah, and he's the guy that I tell him I love him. I used to tell my mom I loved her for the first 3 years until we lost her, so I started telling Dad. Dad's an Italian. He just says, bullshit. That's all right, I'll still love you tomorrow. And, you know, if we aren't arguing with each other, something's wrong. You know, that's what I found in Narcotics Anonymous, that I can make even the bad good. You know? Our dialect or the way we tease each other may not sound real good, but, you know, in our hearts we both know it's all right. He knows I care about him, and I know he cares about me because he's been there all my life. He's been there for me. A big participant in my life, you know. We just got to work together on this. That was the biggest attraction to me when I came in here, is that one of these days we're going to have rooms full of people working our 12 steps, working our 12 traditions. And I've found out through the short time I've been here that this is already working. Narcotics Anonymous is all over the world. All over the world, in each room, they have the same 12 steps and the same 12 traditions. That works. That's changing lives around the world. I don't know if our president's read them yet, but look at what we might be able to do. I came into the room I was lucky. I was in between two meetings. There were like 5 maybe. A good meeting was 5 or 8. And today that same room has over 40 people a day in it. And it's all about, I don't know if they're arresting us, if we're getting arrested more. I know a lot of people are coming in there and staying. That's the beautiful thing about this. See, I don't have to go out there and try and kill myself anymore. I don't have to go out there and try and prove that I can do dope one more time better than that guy did. Because all that brought me was the incomprehensible demoralization of being sick. And what it is, it's a sickness that I brought on myself. See, I'm a man of short words. And when I came in the rooms, I used to tell them, I turned into the attic, I said I would never, ever be. What you really made me mad is you guys cry over spilt milk when you're the guy that kicked over the glass. That's just how simple it is. That's how simple an Italian family is. There's probably a son of a bitch in there somewhere. But, hey, first 8-9 years of life, I thought my name was Goddammit Mike, But, it's just a process, If you're new to Narcotics Anonymous, I want to extend a welcome and let you know that there is a new way to live. You can give yourself a chance, or you can go back to what you had. And the only promise to what you had is in our first reading. Another bunch of readings that are saving people all around the world is jails, institutions, and death. Okay, I just popped one. Okay, I got another story about how Narcotics Anonymous works in my life. See, because when I was in Fresno County Jail, okay, I don't know, can I use their name? They had this bracelet, your jail ID, right? What's that called? That's your JID bracelet. Ah! Okay, what is that? Jails, institutions, and death. Scared the heck out of me. Sorry, baby. Scared the heck out of me when I first came to NA, and I started putting 2 and 2 together, and I had the clarity to put shit together. A JID bracelet, jails, institution, and death. These guys know each other or something, And it gave me hope. See, because they told me if I could arrest this disease, I don't have to wear that bracelet anymore. And that's just the attraction. The attraction of the program is that people were living life on life's terms, one day at a time, no matter doggone what, I know the baby can't understand yet, but I don't want to X-rate this. I'm just forever grateful. I got my son. My son just turned, he just turned into a daddy. So I got an announcement that I'll be a grandfather in March this year, And that's just a blessing. It's a blessing. I could have never, ever done that without Narcotics. See where I'm rolling this. See, my geez, I need Narcotics Anonymous. Because everything I've got or I've shared about came from Narcotics Anonymous. I think of what I can do today. My biggest problems, are so small compared to, when I come in this rooms. When I come in this rooms, I really felt like, it was over. I'm not worth a hug. I'm not worth, letting me in their room. And they did. Narcotics Anonymous opened the doors. Just forever grateful, this program. This program is living truth, There's people in the rooms that, people in the rooms that told me that I had to remember who the people in the rooms are. I'm going to get a little honest here. You got to remember where we came from. So you got to be very, very careful. Because the wolf in sheep's clothing, and that's another part of my recovery. I want to have integrity. As I said, getting into service. You know, I talked to a guy on the phone line one time, and he got a little emotional with me. I told him, you know, it's going to be all right. They told me it's going to be all right. And I want to tell you, it's going to be all right if you just start going to meetings regularly. And, you know, some voice that I knew from the phone come up and grab me behind the back. Said, Mike G, it's you. I said, yeah, you're sitting there. He said, yeah, man, it's me, this Bill. Yeah, I said, oh, really, dude? I said, how's it going? He goes, yeah, it's really starting to change. And I just want to thank you for being there. And see, that's the one thing that made me fall in love with Narcotics Anonymous, man, because I was never, ever there for anybody before. Yeah, so that's what, I don't know if that's superficial or what that is. It's just that feeling. You know, I got a heart. I got a great big heart, you know, and that's what really makes me feel good is every day when I wake up and I pray and I meditate and I look forward to that day in a positive manner. That makes my heart beat. That makes my heart large. You know, because it wasn't there. It wasn't there previously. I'll say it again. You know, there's so much strength in these rooms that I'm just at a loss for words. You know, I've been waiting for this for the last month, nervous as hell, ran out of the house, I didn't take my wallet, you know, shit, I'm ready to go, I just get here and just, you know, everything falls apart. But that's just my honesty, you know, I want to let somebody know out there, if you're feeling like you're falling apart, welcome, you know. Because that's where it's at, man. We're everybody knows Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, right? Little TV show. Remember the town of broken toys? That's us. We're the town of broken toys. You know, we all get better and we all get homes, right? Isn't that awesome? You know, because I'm gonna turn this around. Because I don't want you to walk out here saying, I want you to walk out here and say, yeah, I got a home. We may be broken, but I got a home, you know. I got hope. You know, and that's what I've really found in these rooms, and it's given me more than I could ever repay. And that's what they told me. You just keep coming to meetings regularly and tell people that it's okay to keep coming to meetings regularly. And that just sounds so simple, but I know our disease is so hard because you know, it took me a while to finally surrender, to finally tell myself enough is enough, to finally hurt myself in such a way that things had to change. I'm trying to put this into presentable words. That I don't know. I think I'm bottoming out right now, honestly, you know. But I know when I drive home, I'll say, "Well, damn, that."